All right, let's do it. So the last video, I spoke very negatively about people that was using misguided, bogus, misleading information as an excuse to vote for Donald Trump this upcoming presidential election. But on this video, I'm gonna do things a tad bit different. I'm gonna direct all that smoke toward the person that deserves it. That's right, Donald Trump. All right, so let's take it all the way back to the year 2015. I'm talking 5 years before the 2020 presidential election, where Joe Biden beat Donald Trump by over 11 million votes. And what did Donald Trump say after he lost? He said it was rigged. Now let's go back to 2015 when he was on the debate stage with Hillary Clinton. Man, Hillary Clinton hit the nail on the head. She called out Donald Trump's playbook and nobody was listening. This is just for those of y'all that don't know. Donald Trump actually lost the popular vote back in 2016 by over 3 million votes. That's right. Hillary Clinton actually beat him by over 3 million votes. You don't have to take it from me. Look it up, people. It was because of the electoral college votes. That's the reason why he ended up in the White House. Now, let's get back to the story. But she called out his playbook and nobody was listening.
You know, every time Donald thinks things are not going in his direction, he claims whatever it is rigged against him. The FBI conducted a year-long investigation into my emails. They concluded there was no case. He said the FBI was rigged. He lost the Iowa caucus. He lost the Wisconsin primary. He said the Republican primary was rigged against him. Then Trump University gets sued for fraud and racketeering. He claims the court system and the federal judge is rigged against him. There was even a time when he didn't get an Emmy for his TV program 3 years in a row, and he started tweeting that the Emmys were rigged against him.
Should have gotten it.
This is a mindset. This is how Donald thinks. And it's funny, but it's also really troubling.
Boy, didn't that sound familiar or what? That's exactly what he did when the 2020 election rolled around. If y'all noticed, he didn't deny any of that what she just said or accused him of. As a matter of fact, he doubled down on it. But let's get into another reason why I will never vote for this guy.
That guy's got a serious weight problem. Go home, start exercising. Get him out of here, please. Actually, I was only kidding. You can get the baby out of here. That's all right. Don't worry. I think she really believed me that I love having a baby crying while I'm speaking. And a mother and father are screaming, "You got it. You got it, darling. I'm so proud of my girl." Well, she couldn't do it. You got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember. He's going like, I don't remember. Oh, maybe that's what I said.
In that last clip, people, that was a former president of the United States of America making fun of a handicapped reporter. Where do you do that kind of shit at? It's something mentally wrong with that grown-ass man to make him think that was the right thing to say or do in that moment. And that's the guy y'all want to vote for to become y'all president? I'm talking every single situation that presented itself for Donald Trump to become presidential, it went straight over his head. This guy don't have a clue what the hell he's doing. He completely dropped the ball on the coronavirus.
Now the Democrats are politicizing the coronavirus. You know that, right? Coronavirus.
Every Democrat in the White House got together and tried to warn this dumbass what was coming our way. And he didn't listen. We are the most well-traveled country in the world. So wherever there's a virus at or disease or something at, 9 times out of 10, we got some Americans over there that's going to be coming back to America, bringing that shit right back over here. What did Donald Trump do? He doubled down on the bullshit, of course.
We have the resources we need, and so far, we have lost nobody to coronavirus in the United States.
If you're watching this video right now, well, I guess you one of the lucky ones, because we all got a chance to see how that turned out. People were dropping dead like flies all around the US, and Donald Trump still never took it serious. They were putting bodies in reefers up there in New York City because all the morgues were filled up with bodies. Don't y'all remember when they contracted the Ford manufacturing plant to make ventilators because all the hospitals had ran out of ventilators, and Donald Trump walked up in the manufacturing plant with no mask on?
There was a lot of interest about whether you would end up wearing a mask today.
Yeah.
Could you just take us through your thought process of why you decided not to wear a mask?
Well, I had one on before. I wore one in this back area, but I didn't want to give the press the pleasure of seeing it. But no, where I had it in the back area, I did put a mask on.
Why would you not be
take it.
wearing it here, sir?
Not necessary here. Well, everybody's been tested, and I've been tested. In fact, I was tested this morning, so it's not necessary.
But the executives are wearing them.
Well, that's their choice.
What about the example that it would set for other Americans?
Well, I think it sets an example. I think it sets an example both ways, and as they say, I did have it on.
See what I'm talking about? Every opportunity straight over this guy's head. He don't have a clue. Did y'all hear what he said? He had the mask on back there, but he didn't want to give the press the opportunity to see him with it on. What the fuck does that even mean? Man, even a reporter got way more common sense than Donald Trump. She asked him a very valid question, which was, wouldn't it be setting a great example for the American people to see the president of the United States simply wearing a mask? And he dropped the ball again. But right when you think Donald Trump has said the dumbest thing in the world, he'll turn around and top it.
The president even pulled out a mask to prove he had one, but didn't put it on.
Here's my mask right here. And I liked it very much. I actually, honestly, I think I look better in the mask. I really did. I look better in the mask.
Y'all hear me, people? I'm talking about absolutely clueless. This goddamn microphone got more sense than that son bitch. I'm talking about people dropping dead like flies, and this dude talking about making a fashion statement. But you know what? Right when you thought that there was nothing else that this dude could say that would top the stupidity that comes out of his mouth, oh, the Donald Trump, he tops it. He came up with his own remedy on how to get rid of the corona.
And then I see the disinfectant, where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Because you see it gets on the lungs and it does a tremendous number of the lungs. So it'd be interesting to check that. So that you're going to have to use medical doctors with. But it sounds interesting to me.
This is the reason why I say I just don't get it. There is absolutely nothing about Donald Trump that says president. Nothing. Let's just be honest. Donald Trump is a complete fuck up. He's a moron. Man, everything about this election, man, is weird to me. The kind of support that he get from his constituents, this ain't political support. This is something else, man.
I had a man here say to me earlier today, maybe in this exact position, but about an hour ago, said, if Donald Trump murdered someone on the front porch of the White House, I'd still vote for him. Are you?
Yes.
You agree?
Yes, because it would have to be a good reason for him to do it.
That shit right there is absolutely sad, man. And I'm going to be honest with you. Believe it or not, I honestly feel sorry for Donald Trump supporters, man. Because I know Donald Trump is taking advantage of those low IQ individuals, man. Those people that show up at Donald Trump's rallies, they got the IQ of a goddamn dog toy. And he know it.
Don't know her.
You don't know Kamala Harris?
We should. she don't really know stuff about what to do in the Capitol.
Kamala Harris herself is the issue.
She's the issue. Okay. What gives you that impression?
Just what she stands for. I think she's an idiot. So,
An idiot?
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't see her stacking up against Trump, especially when she laughs at every single question that she's asked like a hyena, and she doesn't have that best wording with sentences even against Biden does. She's very first grade with the way that she speaks. Like, she calls a school bus yellow. We know it's yellow. I mean, she speaks like a first grader.
I love Trump.
Look, I'm sitting here watching this, and it's so obvious to me. I don't know about y'all, but these people, they don't understand policies and government and politics and how it works. These people don't have a clue. These are obvious middle class to poor class people that's voting Republican. They voting for a party that has no interest in taking care of the middle class or poor. The only thing, especially Donald Trump thinks about, is trying to create tax breaks for the rich. These people are voting against their own interests, but they don't care. So let's just keep digging in, people, and maybe we can find something that these female Donald Trump supporters might find a little bit disgusting or perhaps a little bit disgraceful.
A jury finds former President Donald Trump liable for sexually abusing advice columnist E. Jean Carroll.
Carroll accused Trump of raping her in the dressing room of a New York department store back in the 1990s. Trump did not testify in the case, but has repeatedly denied her claims.
Do y'all know that when this case came out and went public, there was over 20 women that came forward and said that they too were sexually assaulted by Donald Trump. Y'all know my motto: where there's smoke, there's fire. But by now, y'all should already know how Donald Trump rolled. He went to his old faithful playbook and of course said it was a witch hunt.
The former president did react to the decision. He addressed it a short time ago on his Truth Social platform, saying, quote, "I have absolutely no idea who this woman is. This verdict is a disgrace, a continuation of the greatest witch hunt of all time."
Man, did Hillary Clinton peg this dude or what? Man, she opened this dude's playbook right on up for the whole world to see. Even though a lot of people still, to this very day, turn a blind eye to Donald Trump and his lies, man. And Donald Trump probably would have got away with this too if it wasn't for an audio recording of Donald Trump on a bus actually admitting to sexually assaulting women.
I moved on her, actually. You know, she was down in Palm Beach. I moved on her, and I failed. I'll admit it.
Whoa.
I did try and fuck her. She was married.
That's huge news, Sarah.
No, Nancy. Yeah. No, this was marriages. And I moved on her very heavily. In fact, I took her out furniture shopping. She wanted to get some furniture. I said, I'll show you where they have some nice furniture. I took her out furniture. I moved on her like a bitch.
Man, this dude is so stupid. He's actually on a bus around a lot of people speaking freely about sexually assaulting women, admitting to a felony. But that's Donald Trump. He don't care. There's more.
Yeah, that's her, with the gold. I better use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her. You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy.
And y'all was sitting there wondering why back in 2015, everybody was running up behind news reporters screaming out their little slogan. It was because of Donald Trump.
Police in LA and Kern County also have use of drones. The ATL.
We apologize for that.
Aaron Portlock, who's 26, was at home at this house behind here in Murdy.
They have final approval and need to have it passed by mid-December.
Now, we're sitting along Michigan Avenue.
But let's get right back into it, man. Was that really Donald Trump on that bus, or was that just somebody that just kind of sound like him.
It's always good if you don't fall out of the bus. Like Ford, Gerald Ford, remember?
Down below. Pull the helm.
Hello, how are you? Hi.
Mr. Trump, how
nice
are
seeing
you?
you. Terrific.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yes, that was most definitely Donald Trump on that bus. But he had a logical explanation for talking the way he talked. It was simple, people. It's because Donald Trump is famous and he's a star.
And you say, and again, this has become very famous in this video, I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. Just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything. Grab them by the pussy. You can do anything. That's what you said, correct?
Well, historically, that's true with stars.
It's true with stars that they can grab women by the pussy?
Well, that's what it's. If you look over the last million years, I guess that's been largely true. Not always, but largely true. Unfortunately or fortunately.
And you consider yourself to be a star?
I think you can say that, yeah.
Look, man, Donald Trump takes absolutely no responsibility for anything that he does, man. And if he do take responsibility for it, he acts as if whatever it is that he's accused of is just something common and normal. All right, so let's bring it up to the year 2020, the infamous year where Donald Trump lost the presidential election to Joe Biden. But what did Donald Trump do after losing? He went to his old playbook and he claimed voter fraud, election interference. But it was he who actually called down to the state of Georgia trying to convince and bully the election officials into finding 11,780 votes because he lost by 11,779 votes. He just wanted one more vote more than what Joe Biden got so he could win the state of Georgia, which would make him the president of the United States.
The U.S. president has long refused to concede the race, citing unsubstantiated claims of voter fraud. Now there's evidence that Trump pressured Georgia's top election official to alter the state's results.
So, look, all I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have, because we won the state. The people of Georgia are angry. The people of the country are angry. And there's nothing wrong with saying that, that you've recalculated.
Well, Mr. President, the challenge that you have is the data you have is wrong.
Legal votes.
Trump suggested that Raffensperger, a Republican, could face prosecution for refusing to cooperate.
You know what they did, and you're not reporting it. That's a criminal offense, and you can't let that happen. That's a big risk to you and to Ryan, your lawyer. That's a big risk.
To this very day, Donald Trump claims that the 2020 election was stolen from him. He claimed all kinds of voter fraud was going on the Democratic side, yet he couldn't prove not in one courtroom out of the 60 plus courtrooms he went into claiming voter fraud. He couldn't produce any kind of evidence of it. And a lot of the judges in those courtrooms was appointed by Donald Trump himself. That right there, ladies and gents, is exactly what you call election interference. That's what you call voter fraud right there, what Donald Trump is doing or tried to do. Tried to use the power of the presidency, the White House, to push the election officials into finding him some extra votes so he can win the election and become president. That's the prime definition of election interference, and he's guilty of it. As a matter of fact, he's got a case in the state of Georgia, headed up by Fannie Willis, the DA that he can't stand, a black woman. She got so much evidence piled against his ass, it's unbelievable, including that audio that y'all just heard. They've got so much evidence against him. Donald Trump's defense team, their only plan is to simply try their best to get Fannie Willis, the DA down there, taken completely off the case. Did y'all hear what I just said? Donald Trump's defense team is not trying to dispute the evidence that District Attorney Fannie Willis got on Donald Trump in that case. They are simply trying to get Fannie Willis kicked off the case. The evidence that she got against Donald Trump is so strong, they ain't even trying to fight that. Their best bet is to try to get that woman, that black woman, Fannie Willis, kicked off the case because she's good at her job. You see, folks, now it's time to get to the real meat and potatoes of this video. Because I know the real reason why Donald Trump have followers. It ain't got nothing to do with politics. You see, politicians have constituents. Donald Trump don't have that. He has followers, people. And there's a common denominator, which is something that all of these people, including Donald Trump, have in common. That's right. Some of y'all might not want to hear this, but you see, deep down inside of you, y'all had a flame burning, and that flame consisted of racism, bigotry, hate, and I'm talking that little flame was about to be put out until 2015. Donald Trump gave his first so-called campaign speech that was filled with nothing but hate. He started what politician starts a campaign speech off with hate? But that's what he did. And when he did that right there, he poured gasoline on all those little flames that was deeply instilled in all of these people around this nation. Because it was never gone in the first place. All that hate was right there in y'all gut. Donald Trump bought it out. And to this day, y'all see him as a messiah, a god, not a politician. That's the reason why he can do no wrong in y'all eyes. He is the God that can get away with saying anything that other people can't get away with. And y'all adore that about that man. That's the reason y'all can't let him go. He is the one, the chosen one for y'all. Y'all won't admit it, but it's the truth. There's nothing political about Donald Trump at all. He hasn't passed not one policy that you guys done benefited from. He hasn't done anything for you to make your life better. But he's done a whole lot to make other people's lives miserable. And that's what y'all like. Let's get into these clips. This is the real reason why y'all like Donald Trump.
They're bringing drugs. They're bringing crime. They're rapists. Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of a bitch off the field right now, out, he's fired. He's fired! Many of those who are spreading violence in our cities are supporters of an organization called Black Lives Matter, or BLM. Do you know what they used to do to guys like that when they were in a place like this? They'd be carried out on a stretcher, folks. Like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you. And when you see these thugs being thrown into the back of a paddy wagon, you just see them thrown in, rough. I said, please don't be too nice. Proud Boys, stand back and stand by. We will root out the communists, Marxists, fascists, and the radical left thugs that live like vermin within the confines of our country. They're poisoning the blood of our country. That's what they've done. They're coming into our country from Africa. When I'm reelected, we will begin, and we have no choice, the largest deportation operation in American history.
Why are we having all these people from shithole countries come here? He then suggested that the United States should instead bring more people from countries like Norway, whose prime minister he met on Wednesday.
That's the racist element. Norwegians are white. They're Northern Europeans. He was referring earlier in his vulgar comment to Africans and Haitians who are mostly of African descent. These are racist comments. He said things like this before when he talked about Nigerians who won't go back to live in huts, and he talked about Haitians who bring AIDS to the United States. These are all confirmations of what a lot of people have long suspected, that he harbors racism.
Drugs, criminals, gang members, and terrorists are pouring into our country at record levels.
Why are African Americans still dying at the hands of law enforcement in this country?
And so are white people. So are white people. What a terrible question to ask.
You see, I can go on and on for days with them kind of clips. Donald Trump has spewed so much hate from out of his mouth till it's unreal. For a presidential candidate to talk like that. His base eat that shit up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is the glue that connects his entire base. That type of speech, nothing else. Man, Trump is the main reason why we're seeing so much race violence in this world today. This dude single-handedly caused a second coming of racism in this country.
I'm walking, and as soon as I turned, he hit me, and I was like, I thought it was a punch, but as I look at the footage now, it was an elbow but he hit me dead in my eye.
The man got carried away. Right. He was 78 years old. He obviously loves this country.
You bet I liked it.
Yeah? What'd you like about it?
Knocking hell out of that big mouth. Yes, he deserved it. The next time we see him, we might have to kill him.
It's possible you could help him with legal fees if this man needs it.
I've actually instructed my people to look into it, yes.
Did y'all hear what Donald Trump just said in that last clip? See, I want y'all to pay attention to this because this is going to be very crucial going forward. You see, this is not the first time that Donald Trump then told his MAGA base that if they got in trouble on his behalf, he would have his people to look into paying their legal fees for them.
I promise you, I will pay for the legal fees, I promise.
Now, that brings me to this. People, I'm 52 years old. And in my 52 years of living on this earth, I've only seen 2 attacks on U.S. soil. Just 2. One was orchestrated by Osama bin Laden when he orchestrated his people to attack the Twin Towers using airplanes and shit. It was a sad day in America. I couldn't believe what I was seeing on the TV. The number 2 attack was orchestrated by none other than Donald J. Trump when he sent his followers to the state capitol with hopes of overturning a free and fair election. That was an even sadder day.
We will never concede. It doesn't happen. You don't concede when there's theft involved. And after this, we're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down to the Capitol, because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength, and you have to be strong. Mike Pence, I hope you're going to stand up for the good of our Constitution and for the good of our country. And if you're not, I'm going to be very disappointed in you. I will tell you right now.
We're going to give riot warnings. We're out of here. We're going to give riot warnings. We're going to try to get compliance, but this is now effectively a riot.
49 hours declaring it a riot.
5 to 50 be advised. They're trying to breach and get to the Capitol.
Hold the line! Hold the line! Hold the line! have a breach of the Capitol. Breach of the Capitol to the upper level. My kids didn't have the courage to do what should have been done to protect our country and our Constitution. Bring out Pence. Bring out Pence. Bring out Pence.
We can't hold this. We're gonna get too many people. Look at this vantage point, man.
We're trying to hold the upper deck. We're trying to hold the upper deck down.
We need an area for the House members. They're all walking over now through the tunnels.
We need to move now.
Copy.
If we lose any more time, we may lose the ability to leave. So if we're going to leave, we need to do it now. We lost the line. We lost the line. All MPD, pull back. All MPD, pull back to the upper deck. ASAP.
H208 with 4 members. The door's barricaded. There's people flooded the hallways outside. We have no way out. Officers still remaining on the House floor, so we can secure the members on the other side. Copy.
Officers down! Get them up! Get them up!
And if I win, I will be looking very, very strongly about pardons. And I mean full pardons with an apology to many, an apology. They were peaceful people. These were great people. The crowd was unbelievable. And I mentioned the word love, the love in the air. I've never seen anything like it.
I don't care what side of the political aisle you fall on. If you're a Republican, Democrat, Independent, and you okay with what I just watched, that is treasonist. Y'all people on the other side like to throw that word around, patriot. There's absolutely nothing patriotic about what I just saw. All of that was done for the lies of one man. And that's the guy y'all want to be our president? Another 4 years of that? Like I said before, I just don't get it. It's got to be something wrong with y'all. If y'all saw that and y'all are okay with that and wanting that guy to be our president again, it's something wrong with y'all too. Y'all hate us that much that y'all would want to give our country to that guy. That guy. Just so he can continue to hate on us? That's treasonist. I'll go so far as to say, I think we love this country more than y'all do. Because there's no way in the world you can call yourself an American and watch that and be okay with it. For the sake of just getting your guy in there, just so you can say y'all guy won. Knowing that he's capable of that. People, make no mistake about it. Donald Trump is working very hard to get in that White House. Oh yeah, he wants to get in that White House bad. That's the only card that he could pull to keep from going to prison. He's hoping to win this election so he can grant himself immunity for all the crimes he committed while he was in the White House And of course, all the crimes he committed outside the White House. Make no mistake about it, he's going to prison. He is going to follow in the steps of Jeffrey Epstein, and he know it. This is the only card that he has. If he don't win this election, you best believe he's going to say that it was stolen from him. We going through all of this again. Donald Trump is going to pull every string he has. This is an attempt for him to evade prison. Donald Trump can care less about the presidency. He don't respect that seat like that. And anybody that he can use to help him with his mission, he's going to do that. He's been hinting this whole time that if you come out and vote for him, you won't have to vote again. I believe him when he say this. If Donald Trump get in that White House again, y'all might as well give it up, because he ain't leaving until the day he die.
Vote early, vote absentee, vote on election day. I don't care how, but you have to get out and vote. And again, Christians, get out and vote just this time. You won't have to do it anymore. 4 more years, you know what? It'll be fixed, it'll be fine. You won't have to vote anymore, my beautiful Christians. I love you, Christians. I'm a Christian. I love you. Get out. You got to get out and vote. In 4 years, you don't have to vote again. We'll have it fixed so good you're not going to have to vote.
If you done watched this video all the way to this point right here, man, and you still somehow feel a need to vote for Donald Trump, there's a perfectly good explanation for it. It's just logical. It makes sense. You might not believe it, but I think I know the reason why.
I think that people are vulnerable. We live in a time where it's hard to understand this world. Technology has made a huge change, much like the Industrial Revolution. And so any time when there's social unrest, I think people are more vulnerable, and there's fear and there's anger about what's going on in the world, and people want easy answers to life's hard questions, and they get sucked in, and then they get constantly fed by all these media sources that are feeding them the main messaging that cults do, which is us versus them. Because if you can first divide people into us versus them, and you can make the other side evil and wrong, and you keep feeding that messaging, then eventually what you can do is weaponize your side. And that's what's going on, and that's why this is like the most frightening thing I have ever seen as I look through the lens of cults and radicalization.
Yep, she said it. Your ass is in a cult, and you just too stupid to realize it. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. You gonna follow Donald Trump down a rabbit hole and probably end up in prison right along with him, because right now he got your mind. He controls you, and whatever he tell you to do, you're gonna do it, just like those insurrectionists on January the 6th. As a matter of fact, he's manipulating y'all minds right now as I speak. Those people that invaded the Capitol on Donald Trump's behalf, he done gave them special nicknames to make y'all think that those people did something special for him. And it's probably gonna work.
They ought to release the J6 hostages. They've suffered enough. They ought to release them. I call them hostages. Some people call them prisoners. I call them hostages.
Look, people, the bottom line is Donald Trump is a con man. He's a manipulator. He's a criminal. And the guy's just really unfit to be the president of the United States of America. That's the bottom line, people. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. I mean, that's why every time you turn around, he's selling you tennis shoes. He's selling you gold coins, little baseball cards with his picture on it for $100. These things are equal to absolutely nothing. Donald Trump, mark my word, will go down in history as the worst president that the United States of America has ever seen. History will not do good by Donald Trump. So all this paraphernalia that he's creating, if you in possession of it, people gonna look at you weirdly. They gonna know that you were 9 times out of 10 part of his cult. These days that's upon us right now, they gonna fade away eventually. They gonna fade away eventually. But people are not going to forget. History is being written as we speak. And history will not do Donald Trump well. He has another candidate on the other side of him that's going up against him. To me, I'm just keeping it 100 with you. With all the negative things that Donald Trump has done and said, he will never get my vote anyway. If she hasn't done any of the things that Donald Trump has done, right off the bat, common sense, she's got my vote. I don't care who it is. I don't care about the skin color. I don't care about her heritage. I care about the character of the person that's running for president. And if they are relatable to me, that's it. If they are human-like, if they understand the problems and the issues that everybody in every neighborhood is going through and can react to that, that's what I'm concerned about. Nothing else. Everything that I just described, Donald Trump don't do that. He only caters to his base and his base only. Everybody else on the other side, he look at them as the enemy, and he's training all of his followers, his base, to treat them as the enemy. That's called division, people. How can this country progress if we are divided? We can't. But Donald Trump is doing a great job at dividing this country. This ain't got nothing to do with race. I don't care if you white, black, I don't care. There are people that are following Donald Trump that's white, but not racist. There are several white folks out there that associate themselves with the Republican Party, but don't want no part of the MAGA movement. The MAGA movement is a totally different species of people. But these Republicans that are white people, a lot of them has moved over to the Democratic Party because they don't want no part of that nonsense. And there are some that are just stuck over there because they want to stay loyal to their party, and I get that. But it's the ones that's filled with hate I don't get. That's why it's so common to go to a MAGA rally and see Confederate flags flying. Just know that you are affiliating yourself with that kind of support. I'm just telling these people they need to think long and hard before they make that decision to vote for Donald Trump on November the 5th. They need to understand who they are voting for. A person that does not have their interests. Donald Trump is conveniently using these people to get to where he needs to be so he can exonerate himself. And mark my word, if he gets in the White House, he's going to use that position of power to make money, create riches for himself, and try to tear down every single thing that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris put in place during their run, their presidency. Period. The first 4 years, his only 4 years in the White House, that's what he done. He spent those 4 years tearing down everything that Obama had put in place. That's it. That's why I can safely say without a doubt that the guy put no policies in place. I know this video is a little bit longer than usual, but I hit a lot of shit I need to get off my chest. I had a lot of things to say. Folks, this upcoming presidential election, folks, our mission is a simple one. It's not that complicated. Don't make it complicated. Our goal is simple. Simply to vote for the person that is the lesser evil. Period. That's it. Nobody is perfect in this world. Everybody have flaws, but some people are flawed more than others. Y'all got to understand that at least. But there's one person that's running for president that's super flawed. People, the choice is simple. Kamala Harris should be the candidate for president on November the 5th. She is the only one that's running a campaign and speaking for everybody. She's the only one. The other candidate is only catering to his own base. That's it. In other words, screw the rest of the people that don't think like us. And if you don't get like us, you are the enemy. That's his mentality. We don't need that in the White House.
In this election, we each face a question. What kind of country do we want to live in? There are some people who think we should be a country of chaos, of fear, of hate. But us, we choose something different. We choose freedom. The freedom not just to get by, but get ahead. The freedom to be safe from gun violence. The freedom to make decisions about your own body. We choose a future where no child lives in poverty, where we can all afford health care, where no one is above the law. We believe in the promise of America, and we're ready to fight for it. Because when we fight, we win. So join us. Go to KamalaHarris.com and let's get to work.
I'ma keep on running cause the winner don't quit on themselves.
All right, people, that's all I got for this video right here. Do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. That way you'll be alerted next time I upload a video. I'm new to this, so if it's something that you like for me to do more of, make sure you hit the comment section at the bottom of this video and let me know. I will be working on shortening these videos in the future because I know this one was a little bit longer than usual for YouTube, but it is what it is. I had a lot of stuff I need to get off my chest. But anyway, I appreciate y'all for watching this video, and like I always say, I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Peace, and I'm out.